Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action film Infinite. A film that is directed by Anton Fuqua and it stars Mark Wahlberg, Chitwal Shaifor, Sophie Cookson, Dylan O'Brien, and this is an action film that's not easy to describe in some ways. Essentially it's about a group of immortals, I suppose, hence the title, Infinite. And it focuses on there is a good side of infinites and a bad side of infinites. The good side are only interested in the bettering of mankind, and the bad infinites are only interested in destruction and ending mankind for some reason. And the leader of the bad infinites, Bathurst, played by Chitwal Shaifor, has basically just had enough. He's fed up of being reincarnated and he wants to end the world, and he's developed some kind of bomb to be able to do that will end all life. And the good infinites need the help of Mark Wahlberg, who's just had a recent awakening and he's come to a realisation that he is one of these infinites, and he has some crucial knowledge as to where this bomb is located. So it becomes a race against time on both sides to try and get to this bomb before the bad infinites end all of mankind. Now, what are my thoughts on Infinite? Well, I have to be honest, I think this film is a little bit of a hot mess, and in some places hot garbage. It is one of those films that tries to gloss over the fact that there is a paper-thin plot here and some moronic plot holes by dazzling you with special effects and massively over the top action sequences. Now, action films you can forgive a lot. I mean, they're all pretty much some of the best action films out there. You know, have got issues in regards to plot points and things like that, and a lot of that you can forgive. Even things like the John Wick films and some of the great action films, you know, they have issues and problems. Of course they do. But this film, you don't even really appreciate the action sequences because they're so moronically over the top. You just constantly palm in your face and rolling your eyes at the action sequences because they're so 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know, dazzling you with these over the top set pieces that don't make any sense really, because the plot points that have come before it are so blatantly stupid. You're still trying to get your head around, well, I don't understand this. And I personally, I mean, this film kind of sets up its own rules and then continuously breaks them, and it doesn't explain itself. For example, these infinites, it gives you plenty of evidence in the film to suggest that when an infinite dies, their consciousness will then transport into like an unborn child. And then you will grow up and slowly your memories will return, etc., etc. But there's also evidence to suggest that when an infinite dies, their consciousness transports into a grown adult, in Mark Wahlberg's case. Now, while Mark Wahlberg's character is portrayed in the film as suffering with mental health issues and schizophrenia, all these sort of things, but in actual fact, the hallucinations and things that he's been suffering with since he was a child are actually memories, because he's an infinite, and it kind of gets triggered in this film, if you like. But it just doesn't make sense. Is it one or is it the other? Is it both? Is there any reasoning behind it? And then, of course, you've got the good base for the good infinites and the bad base for the bad infinites. Now, this base for the good infinites has existed for a long time. It doesn't really specify in the film, but you get the impression it's a long time. And then the bad infinites are spending their time searching for it. But one of the infinites, Bathurst, played by Chitwal Shaifor, used to be a good infinite, so he should know where this place is. It's crazy. So if they spend time searching for it, you don't really get to know if they figure out where it is, and then they just turn up because the film needs them to turn up. And I just could not get past the motivations of the bad infinites, especially Bathurst, Chitwal Shaifor's character. He's just moronic. He's had enough. He don't want to reincarnate anymore, so he wants to blow up the world because he's bored of it all and he's fed up. It's such a weak motivation for a villain. And then there's these faceless soldiers that follow him and his companions around. And you never get to see who they are because they've got full armour on and face armour and all this kind of stuff. Are they infinites? Are they just mercenaries for hire? Why would they blindly just follow a leader that wants to end the world? Surely there would be more people that would want to end the bad infinites because of their plans. Why are the good infinites not trying to get, governments or something on their side to try and put a stop to them? It was so paper thin. It was basically good guys versus bad guys, and the bad guys are bad guys, and you know the bad guys because they want to blow up the world. And it was like, oh my god, I'm not 10 years old anymore. I don't need it so moronically simple. And then it's such a simple plot that they try and confuse with all these other ingredients that they sprinkle into it that just end up confusing you. And then you're scratching your head, and then you get to another massively over-the-top action sequence. That, I'll be honest, even though some of them look great, they were just way too glossy and over-the-top for me. So unfortunately, this film is all style and no substance at all. All shiny, but no soul. It's one of those action films, really, and I've got to be honest, I didn't really like it. Nice and shiny, and action scenes are impressive maybe to some. I wasn't overly keen on them because they were just so silly. So yeah, there's a lot of problems with this film. I'm very disappointed with it, if I'm honest, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It just didn't, blow my skirt up, so to speak, at all. This one, I was pretty disappointed with it. So let me know in the comments if you see this film and what your thoughts are on it, and I will be back on the channel with more reviews and content very, very soon.